Okay, let's start our guided exploration and let's work on it together. All right. Last year, the basketball team had 20 members. Okay. This year, the club has 25% fewer members than last year. Notice I have this 25% fewer underlined from earlier because it's going to be very important to us. How many members does the club have this year? I'm also going to underline that says last year they had 20 members, and I'm going to circle the 20 members and the last year so that when I go back through, I know last year equals 20 members. Then it also says how many members does the club have this year? How many? This year. Our revised percent for formula. It's actually going to be a revised formula for the amount of change that we work with. So we're going to put amount of change and what's different is now we're going to find the difference here, but we're actually going to be using percentage, which is going to be equal to the percent change and right under here, I'm going to put in parentheses DEC to remind us it's always in decimal format, multiplied by the original. Then it says substitute in our known values. Well, let's do that here. The amount of change would be actually what we're looking for, so we don't know that, right? So let's just put change here. And it's equal to our percent change. Well, it did say 25% fewer. Okay, so let's put that in there. So we're going to have 0.25 multiplied by our original. Well, original had to be last year. It was 20 members, so it's going to be by 20. Awesome. So we got that so far. So it says now, if I notice my change, if I just do the math, change is equal to that. I know that's going to be equal to just 5 when I plug it into my calculator. So 5 is equal to the number of members lost this year, which means that there are now, well, let's do the math. We started with our original, and since we went down, we decreased, right? We started with our original, and since we went down, we decreased. Then I'm going to subtract the change. My original from last year was 20 members. I'm subtracting 5 members. I now have 15 members this year. Now with that said, should the answer be higher or lower than the original amount? Explain why your answer is logical using complete sentences on the lines below. Take a second to think about that and answer it on your own.